you read the book called Wealth Hoarders?
Ooh, I haven't. No.
So I interviewed a dude on here named Gary Nealon.
Okay.
Gary lives up in Snow Basin. He sold his company for $50 million a couple of years ago. And he was like, I should have known a lot of shit about taxes before I did.
Yeah.
To where like he sold it and then he ran into a bunch of stuff. So let's talk about like the art thing, because he does some crazy shit with art.
Oh, yes.
So
okay.
Explain what we can do with
I've
art.
been studying quite a bit about art recently. So, I read a study. Now, again, who knows like whether studies are if just complete BS or not, but the study kind of talked about art and said that it is believed that more money laundering is done through art than any other avenue out there. And the reason that laundering could happen through art is because if you think about it with real estate, there is a market that sets the price for real estate. And so I cannot buy a duplex and then say that it is worth more than what it's actually worth.
Yeah.
But I can buy a piece of art, and because the market cannot dictate the price for that art, I can say that it is worth X amount of dollars more than what it actually is or what I actually bought it for. And there's a ton of different tax strategies that you can use currently, as long as you get appraisals. Like there has to be some legitimacy to it, but there are lots of people who will buy art, have it valued. In some cases, it probably is overvalued, and then donate it and receive the full donation.
And get the full tax benefit.
Get the full tax benefit.
You have to donate it to a church or a nonprofit, correct?
It just an organized, nonprofit organization, a registered nonprofit organization. So yeah, our art's been kind of interesting to study because it provides obviously there's a little bit of nuances about it, but and like for some people, they will pay in the form of art projects because it costs them less to purchase the asset, and then they can write it off at a higher valued price when they give it to them. Like I always go, have you ever seen the movie The Accountant? Ooh. So
who is that with?
Robert Reynolds, I think is his name. No. Ryan Reynolds. Anyways, he's an accountant, but he does accounting work for a bunch of drug lords and money launderers.
Like Ozark.
But anyways, that's how he gets paid. People pay him in art because they don't want to pay him cash. One, because he doesn't want to write it on his books as income. But two, he now has in the movie, it takes him through like these different art pieces that he has and barters and sales and trades, and that's how he makes all of his money. And then just the aspect of he's an accountant, and there's a whole backstory behind it, and he's just a badass. It's awesome.
But talk about what is it, like the offshore tax shelters to where you can even make it so you're not even taxed on your art. And I was learning about this the other day, to where it's like held in like a certain vault or whatever. I don't know if you know about this.
To be honest with you, I don't.
And it's wild because like nothing gets taxed.
It's so intricate. In fact, I had someone ask me earlier today about the Canary Islands. I had someone ask me last week about Puerto Rico, where there's a flat 4 or 5% tax rate. I've had people ask me about, you open up a Swiss bank account or whatnot. And I think like there's an element of that could probably be implemented for wealthy individuals. But I think the reason people go to those extremes is because they don't understand the basics. Like I flat out told the guy asking me today about the Canary Islands, I said, bro, you don't make enough money to even consider
it. Doesn't even make sense
to consider it, And he goes, well, I make $600,000. I go, dude, keep dreaming. Like I've got clients who make $600,000 and don't pay any federal taxes during the year because they're smart about their money and they use like tax advantageous strategies. It's also getting them an ROI of 12 to 15% a year.
Yeah.
There's no sense to have to offshore anything at that point. Just keep proper records and you'll be fine, So I don't, but again, going back to like the art thing, I think that I don't think I know enough to like say go offshore with art in the Canary Islands or anything like that.
Yeah.
Because again, I think for the most part, people just don't understand the basics. And if they understood the basics, then they wouldn't even need to consider moving to Puerto Rico for 187 days.
Well, you got to be making a lot of money in order to give up half of your life to Puerto Rico.
Yeah. I've had clients who have moved there since, and they're making a couple $1 million a year, but their kids are homeschooled and they have the freedom to do it. So for them,
I don't even know if that's enough, dude.
No, me personally, I don't think I would want to do it, But for them, they were like, well, our kids are homeschooled. We can live on a beach for half the year when it's cold and we don't like the cold in Utah. And I was like, okay, go do it,
Yeah, I guess that's
So,
true.
but yeah, I know I completely agree with you. Is it worth it? I think
Is-
there's plenty of things you can do to offload a tax liability before you have to change your whole lifestyle.